The Federal Convention was originally held with the intent of revising the Articles of Confederation. However, through discussion and debate, it became clear that the delegates would rather draft a whole new frame of government. From May to September 1787, the men, who would become known as the Framers, met in Philadelphia and discussed what should be in this new document, the Constitution. At the time, there were only 13 states, and from those states there was appointed 74 delegates, of which 55 attended the sessions. Rhode Island, however, refused to send any delegates, thinking that the convention was a conspiracy to overthrow the government. The feeling was not helped by the fact that sessions were held in secret, with no reporters or visitors permitted, and the attending delegates were sworn to secrecy. Despite the heat and humidity of the summer months, the doors and windows of the Pennsylvania State House, now called Independence Hall, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, were shut tight. George Washington was unanimously elected the President of the Constitutional Convention, and the debates began. Many of the men had studied law, had served in colonial or state legislatures, or had been in the Congress, and used these experiences to better the document. However, there was still much debate, especially between the smaller and larger states, about equal representation. After much debate, the Connecticut, or Great Compromise, occurred, establishing that the House of Representatives was based on each state's population, with slaves counting as 3/5 of a person, and the Senate was based on equal representation, with 2 representatives per state. In addition to coming up with a legislative branch to create laws, the convention also created the executive branch to carry out the law, and judicial branch to interpret the law. Despite many differing opinions and debates, by September 1787, a final document had been created. Thanks to the careful notes taken by James Madison at every session, we have a very detailed account of exactly what occurred at the convention. The draft of the United States Constitution was signed on September 17, 1787. However, only 39 of the delegates signed it. 14 had already returned home, and 3 refused to sign. Nevertheless, the Constitution was sent to the states to be ratified or approved. The Constitution became the official binding document of the United States on June 21, 1788, with the ratification of the 9th state, New Hampshire. The Constitution, as it was originally written, did not contain a Bill of Rights, which would spell out the rights of individuals and restrict the power of the national government. After the new government began meeting, the Congress proposed 12 amendments, additions or changes, to the Constitution, which were then sent out to the states. In 1791, 10 of the amendments were accepted by enough of the states that they were added to the Constitution and became the Bill of Rights. Since then, 17 additional amendments have been added to the Constitution, among them the 13th and 19th Amendments, which abolished slavery and gave women the right to vote. The original document is now stored in the rotunda of the National Archives building in Washington, D.C. The Constitution is the highest law in the United States, even today. All laws come from the Constitution in some way. In addition, the Constitution provides the framework for the government of the United States today. Without the Constitution, our country would be entirely different.